In our previous session, we have created this edit form. Let me just show you. When I click on this view products, all the products will be displayed, and here we are having this edit button, okay, edit option. When I click on this form was displayed, okay, this we have done, and these images are the static one. Okay, in our previous session we have created this complete form, and also we have displayed these images. Now in this, what we are going to do, we are going to display the data here. Okay, whatever data we are getting from the database, that data I just have to display here. So I'll just come back. Let me just show you. Basically, we are going to perform two options here. One for this edit button. When I click on this edit button, all the forms and whatever data I am having related to that field, that should be displayed here. And also this select option and this brand option I should be getting from the database. And after that, when I click on this particular update button, whatever updation I have done, that has to be updated, and that data should be updated in the database as well. Okay, these two things we are going to perform, but before that we are just going to see this particular action. Whenever I click on this edit button, based on this I have to access this ID. Using that ID, I have to display all the data inside the form. Now when I click on this, you can see for fresh apple I am having here ID as 2. When I click on this and when I hover on this, I am not having any data here. So what I am going to do, before that I am just going to access this particular ID. Whatever ID I am having for this particular row, that I am just going to access. So for that, I'll just come here. Inside this view products, we are having this one. You can see we are having this. I have given this index.php, and here I have just given here edit products. So when I click on this edit option, this get variable will be active, and based on that, whatever output I am having, that will be displayed. Now here I am just going to write here equal to. Here I will be writing PHP. And inside this I just want to echo the product ID. Whatever product ID we have accessed from here, you can see we have already accessed the product ID. I'm just going to paste that one, and I'll be closing this PHP syntax. Now I'll save this. Now you can see without refreshing, if I just hover on this edit, below I am having question mark edit products. Now I'll just refresh this one. Now whenever I hover on this, you can see edit products is equal to 3. For fourth one, edit products is equal to 4. For fifth one, edit products is equal to 5. Okay, all the ID will be displayed. Now using this ID, I have to access the data from the database, and that data I have to display inside the form. Now when I click on this first thing, you can see above also I am having edit product is equal to 1. Now using this ID, I am just going to access the data from the database. So now I have accessed this particular ID. Now I am just going to come inside this edit products. Okay, basically we are going to click on two buttons. First is edit button and second is update button. Now once we click on edit button, what are the actions we are going to perform, that we are going to see in this session. Okay, now here top, okay, you can write below, you can write, okay, wherever you want you can just write the code. I am just going to write at the top. Okay, this is the entire form we have already created. Now instead of this, we are just going to display the dynamic data. Before that, here first I am just going to write this PHP syntax. Here I will be writing if is set using this get method. Okay, because our get variable is active, so here I am just going to write get. Inside this I am just going to pass this get variable. Okay, whatever variable we have created here, I am just going to copy this, and here I am just going to paste. What I have done, whenever I click on that edit button, this particular get variable is active. So here what I am doing, if this is set, only then I have to fetch all the data from the database, and I have to display that data inside the form. Now once this is active, whatever value I am having here, that I have to access. So for that, here I am just going to create one variable. I'll just write here edit ID. Okay, whatever we want we can give. Inside this, I just have to access that using get method. Let me just write here get. I'll just copy this one, and here inside this I am just going to paste. Okay, now this is going to give me whatever ID I am having inside the URL, that will be displayed. Let me just show you. Echo. I'll just write here edit. I'll copy this one. Here I'll be pasting that one. I'll save. Now if I just refresh this one, you can see here I am having 1 because my product ID is equal to 1. Now if I just click on this product ID 3, you can see product ID 3. Now using this we are just going to fetch the data. Okay, I have successfully fetched the ID number from URL. Now below this, what I am going to do, I am just going to write the query. I'll just write here get products. Okay, whatever variable you want, you can just write here. Inside this, I'm just going to write select star from. Okay, I want to select data from products table. So here I'll be writing what I am doing here. I'm just going to select all the data from the products table, but I don't want to do this one. I just have to fetch this particular ID. Okay, if whatever ID I am having inside the URL and whatever ID, if that ID is getting matched with the database, only that data I have to fetch. So here I'm just going to write where product ID is equal to this ID. Okay, this ID is stored inside this variable. If this is equal to this one, only then I have to fetch the data. If this whatever ID I am having inside the URL, if that data is not present inside the database, then we are not going to fetch any data. Okay, this whatever I have given here, that is the column name present inside the database table, and this is the variable. Okay, whatever we have created and where our product ID is stored, that is the variable I have just passed here. Now once we have written query, I just have to execute this one. I'll just write here result, and inside this I'm just going to pass here MySQL query, and it is going to take two parameters. First is the connection variable and second is this one. Okay, wherever we have written query, I'm just going to pass that variable here. Okay, after writing this query, we have to execute this one. Now you will be having this question that why we have not included connect file, because this particular edit.php I'm just including here inside index.php. Let me just come down. You can see when this is active, we are just including this file here, and inside this index.php we have already included this connect.php and functions.php. So again we don't have to include inside this edit products.php. Okay, this is the process I have already told you in previous session. If you have not watched that one, then you can refer that one. If you are comfortable watching from here, then also you can continue from here. Okay, now using this, I'll be getting all the data. Now I have to fetch that data from the database. So for that we are having one method. I'll be writing here MySQL fetch assoc. You can use fetch array as well. And inside this I'm just going to pass this result variable. Okay, why I am not closing inside this while loop? Because only one data I am going to fetch. When we are fetching only one data, then we don't have to wrap inside while loop. But if we are having multiple data, like you can see here, when I click on this view products, all the data has been displayed. For this we can use while loop, but while editing this one, we don't have to use while loop. We can just write only once. Let me just show you what I am telling. Now you can see, to fetch all the data, whatever data we are having inside the database, we have wrapped this inside while loop. So you can see row fetch assoc. But here I am just going to fetch this particular product ID, so I don't have to wrap inside while loop. Now using this, now whatever data I am having inside the database, I can just fetch that one. So first I need product title. I'll be writing here product title. Product title is equal to whatever variable we have given here, that we have to write. And inside this we just have to pass the column name. Let me just show you. Inside the database we have created the products table. Inside that we are having some columns. That particular column name we have to pass inside that. I'll just come to database. Inside this we have created this products table, and here I am having all these products. I'll just come to structure, and from here I'm just going to copy the product ID. Okay, product ID we don't need. I'll just copy this product title. This exact name we have to pass here. Okay, inside this row the exact name we have to pass. In the same way I'll just copy this one. Then next I just have to fetch the product description. I'll just copy the same thing. Okay, the same name I'm just going to give in the variable as well. You can give separate name for variables, and this inside this whatever we are passing, that should be exactly matching with this one. Then product keywords, I'll be pasting it here. Then we are having this product category ID. Okay, I'll just copy this one, and here I'm just going to paste. Okay, whatever data I'm having inside the database, I'm just going to fetch that one. Then we are having brand ID. Here I'll be pasting that one, and also here I'll be pasting that one. Then we are having product image 1. I'll copy, and here I'll be pasting that one, and also here I'm just going to paste that one. Then again I'm just going to paste. I'll just write here 2, and here also I'll be paste. I'll just change it to 2. Then finally paste 3 and paste 3. Okay, product image. Then last we are having this product price. I'll just copy this one and here I'm just going to paste. Okay, let me just copy again. I'll copy this and here I'll be pasting that one and here I'll just paste. Okay, now if I just show you the result, let me just come here. I'll just do echo and inside this I just want to echo the product title. I'll save this. I'll come here. I'll just click on this edit mango. Here I just got one error, call to undefined function. Okay, I have to change the spelling. Here I have written wrong spelling, MySQL. I'll save this. Now I'll refresh this one. Now you can see for product ID 1, whatever title I am having, that is been displayed here. Again I'll come back for product ID 2, fresh apples. You can see fresh apples it been displayed. Whatever ID I am having here, that ID is getting matched inside the database. You can see inside this database I am having this product ID is equal to 2, and related to that whatever data I am having, that is been displayed for me. Now what we have done, we have just checked for the condition. If this is set, I am just going to access the value from here. I am storing inside this variable. Then I have just written the query, and only if this is getting matched, I have to fetch the data from the database. Then I have just executed the query and I have fetched all the data from the database. I'll just come into this one now. Now once I have fetched this data, this entire data I just have to display inside the form. So here inside this input field, I'm just going to write here value. I'll just write here PHP. I'm just going to write echo. I just want to echo this product title. Let me just write here product title. I'll be closing this PHP. Now I've just passed this value. I'll just come back. I'll refresh this one. Now when I click on this capsicum product ID 3, you can see inside this field here I am having capsicum. In the same way I'm just going to fill for the description as well. I'll just copy this and inside this I'm just going to paste that one, and here I'll be writing description. I'll copy this and here I'll be pasting the description. I'll save. I'll refresh. Okay, now for product description I am having only one word, but inside the database you can see I am having multiple things. Okay, I am having a large content, but here inside the form only one word is being displayed. Okay, so let me just check for that. Now we are having here product title is being displayed and product description is being displayed. Okay, if you get this kind of errors, you don't have to get panic. You can always go and check for your code. You can just revise that one and you can just check for the errors. Okay, now what I have done, I have not written here double quotes. I'm just going to close this one using double quotes. Then again here also I'm just going to write double quotes, and finally here also I'm just going to write. I'll save this. Now if I refresh this one, okay, let me just come. You can see, okay, before that I'll just do Control Z. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see only capsicum I'm having. Again I'm just going to close this one. I'll save this. Now if I just refresh this one, you can see entire content whatever I am having inside the database, that is been displayed. In the same way I'm just going to display for keywords as well. I'll copy and here I'm just going to paste, and here I'll be writing products keyword. Then for image also I'm just going to do, okay, this I'm going to tell you how to display this data. Okay, you don't have to worry, I'll be telling you categories and brands. For images also I'm just going to do the same thing. Here I'll be writing PHP code, PHP echo, and inside this I just want to display the product image 1. I'll just close this PHP. I'll save this one. Now if I refresh this, you can see capsicum is being displayed. Okay, this image, first image is being changed. In the same way I'll just copy this PHP and here I'm just going to paste PHP, and finally before that let me just change this image to, and here also I'm just going to change paste that PHP. I'll just write here image 3. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. You can see all the images is being changed, and whatever image I'm having inside the database, that is being displayed. Then finally I just have to display the price. So for price, let me just copy this one. I'll just copy this entire value from here, and for price I'm just going to paste that one. Here I'll be writing product price. I'll save this. Now if I just refresh this one, you can see price is also been displayed. Whatever data I'm having inside the database, you can see price is 100. Okay, entire thing whatever I'm having, that I have fetched and I have just displayed inside the form. Okay, now we are going to see how to display this data from the database. Okay, inside this categories, okay, these categories are present inside categories table. Let me just show you. Categories are present inside categories table, and all the categories I have to display from here, and branch data we are having inside branch table. Okay, now we are going to use these two tables and we are going to fetch the data in the same way how we have fetched the data for products table. So before that, inside this products table, let me just duplicate this one. I'll just show you. Inside this products table, we have stored the brand ID and we have stored the category ID. So what we are going to do, first we are going to fetch the data from the database, that we have already done. Once we have fetched this particular data, we are going to match with this data whatever we are having here, this numbers, that numbers we are just going to match with this tables, okay, this particular numbers. Based on that, we are just going to display the data inside the products table. So here, first let me just come here. First I have to access the brand's ID and also I have to access the categories ID. So here, okay, below this one, below this product image, product price, let me just write here fetching category. Let me just fetch the name. Okay, if you want to fetch the ID or whatever you want, you can just fetch that one. As of now, I am just going to fetch the category ID. Below this, I am just going to create one variable. I'll just write here select category. Inside this, I'll be writing here select star from categories table. Select star from categories table, where category ID. Let me just show you. Inside this categories table, we are having category ID. I'll just copy this one. I'll come to structure, and from here I'm just going to copy this category ID. If this category ID is equal to whatever category ID we have fetched from the database, only that data I'm just going to access from here. Okay, once it is done, I have to execute this query. I'll copy this one and here I'm just going to paste. I'll just write here result category. Then in the same way, I just have to fetch that particular record from this categories table. So I'll just copy this one and below this I'm just going to paste, and here I'll be writing row category. I'll copy this variable and here I'm just going to paste that one. Okay, why we are doing this? Whenever we click on the edit button, related to that, whatever category we are having inside the products table, because we have stored only the category ID, we have not stored the category name. So using that category ID, we are matching with the categories table, and from categories table, we are just going to access the category name. So from here, okay, let me just write here categories, or else I'll be getting error later. Okay, so from here, if this category is getting matched inside the categories table, I'm just going to fetch that data. I'm just going to access that name. So here I'll be writing category name. Okay, let me just see whatever I have given. I have given category title. I'll copy. I'll be pasting it here. Is equal to row category. Inside this, I'm just going to paste category title. And here let me just echo this one. Echo category title. I'll save. Okay, I just got this error, undefined category title. Let me just check. Okay, select category. I'll just copy, and here I just have to paste. I have missed this one. Okay, we should be very careful when we are passing this kind of variables. I'll just come here. Now I'll just refresh this one. You can see here I got vegetables. Now for this capsicum, let me just check. Inside this products table, here I have opened. For capsicum, you can see here I am having category ID. Category ID I have stored as 3. So this will be matched inside this category table, and inside this category ID 3, whatever I am having here, that will be displayed for me. You can see vegetables. So vegetables has been displayed. I'll just come back. Now when I click on this apple, here I am having fruits. You can see same way. Inside this fruits, for apple I am having category ID as 1. You can see category ID 1. And inside this category table, for category ID I am having, for category ID 1 I am having fruits. Okay, so that is been displayed here. Now in the same way, I am just going to fetch brand name. I'll just copy, and here I'll be pasting that one. Instead of this, I'll just write here brands. Here I'll be writing brand ID here, and also here I'm just going to write brand ID. Then here I'll be writing select brand. Here I'll just change it to select brand. I'll copy this one. Here I'll be pasting that one. Here I'll be writing result brand. Okay, you just do slight modifications. I'll copy. Here I'll be pasting that one. Then here I'm just going to write row brand. I'll copy, and here I'm just going to write row brand, and finally here I'm just going to write brand title. Okay, this is the variable name, and this whatever I am giving here, that is the column name present inside the brand table. Now if I just write here brand title, I'll save this. Let me just change the table name. I'll just write here brands. I'll save. Now I'll refresh this one. Now when I click on this apple, you can see fruits I am having and brand is Swiggy. Let me just check. For apple, for brand ID I have given as 1. I'll come to brands table now. Inside this brands table, for 1 you can see I am having Swiggy. Okay, now proper data is been displayed. Now this data I have to display here. Okay, inside this form I just have to display this data. Now properly I have fetched the name. Let me just comment this one, and also I'm just going to comment this one. I'll just copy this, and here inside this select option, inside this first option I'm just going to paste that one. Here I'll just remove this one. Inside this value I'll be writing here PHP code echo. I just want to echo the category title. I'll be closing this PHP, and inside this also I just have to display the category title. I'll copy this PHP, and here I'm just going to paste that one. I'll save this. Now if I just refresh this one, you can see fruits is been displayed, but when I click on this I'm not getting this data. Okay, we are just going to see how to display this data, but fruits is been displayed. In the same way, I'll just copy this entire thing, and for this first option I'm just going to paste. I'll be pasting that one. Instead of title I'm just going to give here brands. Okay, instead of category title I'll just remove this one. I'll save. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. You can see here Swiggy is been displayed. Now inside this options also I have to display the data from the categories table. So here below this option I'm just going to write the PHP code. So for that I'm just going to copy this entire thing, whatever we have done. Let me just copy this one, and inside this I'll be writing here PHP. I'll be closing PHP. Inside this I'm just going to paste that one. Now from here I don't have to give here where, because I have to select all the data from the categories table. Then I'm just going to execute here, select category all I'll write. Okay, I'm just going to change the variable. I'll copy this variable, and here I'm just going to paste. Then result category all. And also I'm just going to close this one. Okay, now I have to fetch all the data. So now I have to wrap inside while loop. I'll just write here while loop, and inside this I'm just going to write, I'll open curly braces. Before that I'll just change it to category all, and here also result category all. Now inside this while loop I just have to fetch the category title, and also I'm just going to fetch the category ID. So here I'll be writing here category title is equal to, I'm fetching the category title from the categories table. Let me just write here row category all, and from the database I just have to fetch the category title. I'll copy, and here I'm just going to paste. Then in the same way I just have to display the category ID. Okay, if you want to display then you can display, or you can just leave as it is. Okay, you will not be having any issues. Now once I fetch this one, I just have to echo this one, echo, and inside this echo I'll just copy this first option, and here I'm just going to paste. I'll remove all the options from here, and also I don't need this one. I am just going to remove this. Here I am having category title. Okay, rest everything is fine. Now inside this value I'll be writing here category ID, because I'll be storing category ID inside the products table. So I'm just going to pass here category ID. Then in place of this one I just have to pass this category title. Okay, whatever title I got from the database, that I am just going to display here. Okay, don't get confused what we have done. First I have just fetched the category title. When this is getting matched with this one, I have fetched the category title. Then after fetching that one, I have just displayed inside the first option, and that was displayed. Now I have to fetch all the categories data from the categories table. So I am just writing here select star from categories. Then I have executed the query. Then here I am just fetching all the data. So I am just wrapping inside while loop, and this proper variables I have given here. Then after writing this one, I am just fetching category title and category ID from this categories table. Then after that I am just going to display that one, and inside this value I am just passing here category ID, because this category ID I am going to store inside the products table. So I am just passing category ID, and I have to display category title. So I have just displayed that one. Now I'll come, I'll refresh this one. Now when I hover, you can see all the data whatever we are having inside the database, that is being displayed. Now suppose when I click on this vegetables, whatever ID this vegetable is having inside the categories table, that ID will be stored inside the products table. In the same way, I'll just copy this entire thing. In the same way, we just have to do for branch table as well. I'll just remove all these options. I'll be pasting it here. Okay, now if I just save this one, and if I refresh this, for branch, if I just click, you can see all the categories is being displayed, but I want brands here like Swiggy, whatever I have given, Zomato, I need that one. So here I'll be writing brands. Then here also I'm just changing it to brands. Okay, for better understanding, let me just copy this one. I don't want to waste your time. I'll copy this one. I'll just create one file, and inside this file I'm just going to paste that one. I'll do Control F, and wherever I'm having category, okay, you can see all the categories is been selected. I'll just write here brands, brand. I'll replace all. Now you can see everywhere it is changed. Okay, we don't have to change each and every time. Now I'll copy this one. I'll come here. I'm just going to paste it here. Okay, now wherever I was having category, that is been changed to brand. Okay, rest everything is fine. Brand title, yes, everything is fine. I'll save this, and this particular file I'm just going to delete from here. Now I'll come, I'll refresh this one. Swiggy, you can see Zomato, McDonald's, Alabadi, Nike. Okay, whatever brands I'm having inside the database, you can see all the brands is been displayed. Okay, now we are done with this entire thing. Now let me just come to Mango and show you. I'll just click on this Mango edit. You can see all the related data whatever we are having for mangoes, that is been displayed. Again, let me just come to chocolates. You can see all the related data is been displayed for me. But here I am having one issue. This data is not getting displayed based on the ID number. But for brands, you can see for everything I am getting Swiggy. But for milk products, let me just check whatever I am having here. I'll just come uncomment this one. And here if I just refresh this one, for milk products I am having McDonald's. But here at first I am just, it is getting displayed as Swiggy. So let me just check here for brands. You can see I have not given that option, so I am not getting that one. So from here I am just going to select this first option. I'll copy this first option, and before this PHP I am just going to paste, and here I'll be writing brand title. I'll copy, and here also I'm just going to paste. Now I'll just refresh this one. Now it has been changed. Okay, now everything is fine. I have just not written this one. Now I have just pasted this. I'll just come up and just come into this one. Okay, what we have done in this entire session, we have just fetched all the data from the database. We have matched with this product ID, and we have displayed this data. Then from categories table, we have matched this particular ID, and from categories table only we have displayed this entire data. Okay, now we are done with this entire thing. Next, what we are going to see, we are going to see how to update this one. Now suppose for dairy milk, if I just write here milk, milk chocolate, let me just write here milk choco. Now when I click on this update button, all the data, okay, this entire thing should be updated inside the database as well. Now in place of this dairy milk, I should be getting milk chocolate inside my database. Okay, in next session we are going to perform this one.